I'm so thankful this morning to be able to come before you and deliver this message. And this is a question I have for you. Do you believe that keeping your word is linked to becoming or being successful in your finances, successful in your life in general? And I have two reasons that I would like to share with you why I believe that these two things are linked together. Why keeping your word is linked to being successful. Hi guys, I'm Eliyahu, and back when I was younger, we grew up poor. We grew up poor in a single parent household with my mom taking care of me, my sister, and my brother. And being the oldest, I always had the responsibility, right? Because my dad left when I was 8. So it made me start to become the kind of person that thinks about things. So I've always thought about things, and this is one of the things that I used to think about at that time and even on into becoming an adult. But why, and this is what I would think about, I thought, like, why are we so poor? What is it about our family that makes us to not have the money and the finances that my friends' families have? And when I got older, I started to realize that we were one of the only families in the school that grew up without a dad present. So it is so important, the role of the father. And so this put extra pressure and stress on my mom, and at times she had to work multiple jobs just to put food on the table. And this leads us to point number 1. Guys, friends, family, if you want to be more successful, you have to do your best to not have a split focus. See, my mom, she had to have a split focus. This is why it's so important to have both parents actively engaged in the family unit. My mom had to have her focus split between parenting and a career, right? So she could never put the time, effort, and energy into a better career and was stuck right where she was at. Because every time she got a better opportunity that was offered to her, it required her to make some changes that would jeopardize her relationship with her children, meaning that she would have less time with us. So it's that split focus. So if we want to go after something in our lives that we want to improve, or we want to have something more or better finances, we have to focus on that and be dedicated to doing it. So it comes with being able to have the time, the effort, the energy to have that focus. Which leads us to point number 2, which is the most important point of everything here. And this is the role of the father in the home is absolutely vital. How can I say this? When you are the father, you're taking on a responsibility to the woman and all the children that when they follow you, that they can trust you, and that even without saying it, you're giving your word to them. But I also believe that when you give your vows, you also make a vow, and a vow is giving your word. That you're going to take care of this person, the family that you create together, and that vow is before God, and it's super, super important. God hates a liar. And when we read in the Word, it says in Matthew 5, verse 37, right? And I believe that this is linked to becoming more successful in your life. He says, let your yes be yes and your no be no, because anything else is from the evil one. Anytime that you are faced with breaking your word, literally, we are being faced with the evil one, and we must stick to our word. I know that the weight of doing that is heavy, and that there's pressure on you to say, oh my goodness, this is serious. I really have to keep my word. But I hope that every single person listening to this can grasp the gravity of this conversation that we're having right now, thinking back to my childhood and how important it is in keeping your word. And that leads us to the second one, which is in Psalm 50, which it says that we should pay our vows to the Most High. There again, it is super important. And in this particular scripture, it is linked to you being saved. Okay, it says right here, call upon me in the day of trouble and I will deliver you. And this is directly linked to the previous sentence, which talks about paying your vows. So I encourage every single person listening to this today, if you want to lead a more successful, happier, healthier life, let's keep our word, pay our vows, do what we say we're going to do. I'm looking forward to speaking with you next time.